So let's continue on the user interface for the new insights. And in this video, I want to compare the dashboard views with the metrics area. So in general, what's the difference between what we can see on the dashboard compared to the views we find under the metrics label? The dashboard is intended to give you an overview of the most important KPIs, also showing a time series for each of these KPIs and comparing them with related KPIs. So for example, MRR, CMRR, we compared as well as ARR, CARR, and so on. We have the possibility to filter on account related dimensions. So your custom fields on account level will be present here if they are enabled for insights. So yeah, it's really an overview and also comparing KPIs with each other. We have the details area where you can find all these main KPIs in a tabular form. We can flip the table and you will have a very compact overview of your business in the tabular form. All of these KPIs and also the time series. We can hover the table and display a chart on each of these KPIs. So yeah, and the comparison with the metrics area is where you drill down your data and where you make more detailed analysis of each KPI. If I click all metrics, now we are displayed with the chart on each of these most common KPIs. And you can see on top of the view, we are presented by these headers saying drill down by, and then the option of selecting different levels to drill down. I can also mention that the snapshot can also be visible in the metrics area if you enable this toggle. Then you get the snapshot of the last month of the period selector for each of the KPIs, and they will be clickable buttons to analyze each of these selected KPIs. But for now, let's hide that one and focus on the drill down. So let's start by selecting MRR, for example. The MRR is selected, and I started now to drill down based on my selection on hierarchy here. So here you will have also your custom fields if they are enabled as insight dimensions. And in this case, I'm in a demo company. We have two legal entities. If I continue to drill down, I can click one of the entities. And now I am down on the country level, which was expected because that was what I had selected as the second level. You can also see below that we have a tabular form on the drill down. So if I click United Kingdom, then I have now drilled down from legal entity down to United Kingdom, and I can see all these accounts. And it's even more obvious when I look at the tabular form. I started by US entity, drill down by country United Kingdom, and then I can see my accounts. So I can also go back in the drill down by using these breadcrumbs. And as you can see now, for each of the dimension values, I have a chart, so they're displayed in parallel to each other. If I instead want to show them in the same chart, we can enable the stacked chart toggle. So now you will see all of these countries in the same chart in a stacked manner. I can remove dimension values directly in the chart if I want to compare only a few dimension values. Also, I can enable the side-by-side toggle if I instead want to see them as bar charts side by side. And then back to the parallel comparison by disabling this stacked. And if you want to drill down further, you have to have this one disabled because then you have each of them clickable. Or you can of course use the toggle in the table below to drill down. And lastly, all these figures, if you're only interested in the values, not in a graphical chart display, you can select the table view and you will have the same layout but hiding the charts and only focusing on the values in a tabular format. If you want to really drill down into if you have a lot of accounts, a lot of entities, a lot of data, and you want to have this as quick as possible, a tip there is to shorten the date range. That will keep the amount of data lower, and the performance will of course be a lot better. You can, and then yeah, lastly, you can, in this view, you can also toggle between KPIs. So you keep the same drill down structure, but you can just change the KPI directly from the quick buttons on top.